Hey guys, welcome back to SNRS. Di here, and we are at Zandvoort in Holland, or the Netherlands, whichever you want to call it, for the race with Alpha tonight. If you've missed qualifying, check back on the channel, and the video will be there. It'll be uploaded after this one because it is less important than the race. That is, if it's deemed suitable and worthy of going on the channel. I'll be honest with you guys. Wasn't my smoothest sailing. Trying to get used to this controller, trying to get back into the swing of comms, and just trying to fumble my way through it while shoveling my food down my gob and drinking the beer while it's still cold. So, if you did miss it and it's not available, then here's the rundown. The grid's on the left. Clarky Boy's in P1. He narrowly took pole position from Atranak. Atranak, we didn't quite get to see his final pace. He did get impeded in his final run, but by Ichris, who was also on a lap, so no harm and no foul there. Exile, as always, in the stunning black Mercedes. He's in P3, always there or thereabouts. And quite happily, he'll be on the medium tyre too. Carl Cohen showing some pace. Up in P4, he did use the soft tyres. I'm not sure if he needed to get into Q3, but he didn't want to take any chances. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes early on with those softer tyres, how quickly they burn out, how much extra grip he'll have early on. Bill's there in P5. There's some names in that P5, in that top 5, I can tell you. Clausen out-qualified his teammate in Renault in P6. Ichris P7, as we mentioned earlier on. Dressy had a bit of a nightmare in Q3, only qualifying P8, which for him is a nightmare. Then we got James and Joel round up top 10. We got Jelly surprisingly down in P11. We've got Razor and Sparky who have come together at some point on the formation lap in P12 and P13, just ahead of DK, who will be hoping to beat Sparky, and Sparky hoping to beat him. Miller and your boy Hobnob, followed by the two Ferraris, Rocket and Captain. I've timed this really badly, and rounding out the final row of the grid is Wills and Charlie. This is a lot harder than it looks sometimes, guys. I'll be honest with you. I've definitely seen... Yeah, I've seen these things timed a lot better. So let's have a look. We're going to get the position change on for now, just to keep an eye on that early on in the race. So we've got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 and 5. And we are underway. No delayed start for once, as let's have a look. So we've got a bit of a desync because Jelly's jumped up, but he's held the lead. As who is that? That's a Williams? That is Atranak. Sorry. So no change as of yet as the leaderboard shuffles around and sorts itself out. By the time we finish lap 1, it should show the actual running order. It does take a little while sometimes, but we got 3 wide just behind. Unfortunately, I'm going to stick with the leaders for the first lap just because the leaderboard is so messed up. There we go, it's sorted out as we've rounded out, as Wills crosses the sector split. There we go, so all sorted out. We've got a virtual safety car for Wills who had a slight spin. Yeah, he's lost his front wings, so he'll be wanting to get to the pits if possible, but I mean, this is a slow virtual safety car. This field is bunched right up. He might not actually... If he can get to the pits while the safety car's still active, then he's probably not actually going to lose that much time with that damage. So there we go. So we're green, so here we go. So back under race, and then there's a bit of a split between 1, 2, 3, 4. The top 5 and down to 6. That's pretty much what we saw in qualifying, to be honest with you. So the top 5 are particularly strong, but Clarky, he's pulled out a nice gap to Exile. He's made a move on Atranak. Sorry, Exile, I did miss that. Honestly, it's not because I'm sick of you beating me this season. That was a genuine mistake. I do apologise. Although I am sick of you beating me, so if you want to just give up some time on the next race, that'd be great. So yeah, the top 3 then looks like... here we go. The leaderboard is playing up again. Oh, the Jones. My first time on my own, and this is what I've got to work with. The tech department is having a nightmare. So yeah, Cal Cohen, and interestingly, of course, he's on the soft. He's got his teammate ahead of him. Will HMAC let Cal Cohen go, knowing that they are on different strategies here? That is, of course, assuming that he closes up to him enough, because Bills is right behind these guys. He's looking pretty close. As we've got Captain here and your boy Hobnob getting very close together, but unfortunately the VSC comes out again. This time for that's for Wills, is it? Who's crashed out? Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, Wills crashed out there. So let's ride on board with Clarky Boy, see if we can get a view of the incident. It's a little bit of a strange place to crash, as his car has just respawned away, so unfortunately we won't see how he crashed, how we've come to lose him, but fortunately it's only a virtual safety car, so obviously just neutralises the field, it doesn't bring them back together. I personally prefer to see those, because the safety car can just ruin people's races if it's badly done. It can make or break, so yes, I personally prefer to see the VSC being used. Unless, of course, the race is getting boring, in which case a full safety car can just spice things up. So here we go then. So Clarky Boy, HMAC gets back past Exile. I think he just timed his run on the safety car ending, and just got back past Exile there. Slick move, however he got that done. As we've got Chris chasing all over the back of Cloudson with a nice rear helicam shot there. As Chris dives into the pits there on the medium tyre, so it doesn't look like he's got any damage there. You know, his front wing looks like it's all in one piece. It's a drive-through penalty, unfortunately, for speeding under the VSC. Yeah, I was victim of that one on Tuesday. Luckily, I'd rather do it on lap 3 than 2 laps. Well, I did on the penultimate lap, so no chance of recovering from that, unfortunately. But so look, we've got Charlie Rocket and Sparky fighting at the back. And Captain's made a great start. He's up to P12 already. He's all over the back of his brother. God, I hope these two don't start fighting. Their father's probably sick of it. Although his father's quite a way behind the PhD at the moment. Let's see. There's no rivalry like sibling rivalry, so let's see how these two go on. I'm trying to keep an eye on the timings. Hobnob just throws the back end out there, and yeah, fair play. Kept it on the track somehow. But here we go. So Captain he's looking. Oh, hello, Miller. I'm going to assume some great use of the overtake button there, as Captain looks to capitalise, pulls out of it, thinks better of it. It is a marathon and not a sprint. I thought he was going to try and sneak a move on his brother there, but he thought better of it, as again, see now, Captain last season would have definitely kept that foot planted, and there'd have been a solid chance of a crash. I think if you watch Captain, he's just so much more mature. Just getting out of the throttle there, he knows, like, it doesn't matter what position you're in, if you crash, it becomes irrelevant. There's no point for crashing in first place. So he knows he needs to finish. He's taking no risks against his brother here. He wants to keep his car all in one piece, especially on the track like this one. As Cal Cohen, Cal Cohen's made a mistake there. Let's have a look. He's lost. No, his wing is all in one piece. His tyres are probably pretty hot, and Jelly will be looking to get a move down. It's Hobnob's retired, but Jensen's had an issue then coming out of this sector. Has he spun the car? He has. Oh, yeah, it looked like he was in some shape as well. So there we go then, a full course safety car. We've got Sparky and Icris. The first guy's able to pit them under the safety car. He's thrown the hards on, and I think that's some mediums for Icris. Hard for Sparky. Charlie is probably going on a hard to try and go to the end. There you go, yeah, set of hard tyres. 2 or 3 laps behind the safety car. It's only a short lap here. And yeah, I think they'll be hoping to get to the end on those tyres then. So let's see what the leaders do here. Clarkey, I mean, he's going to lose quite a few positions pitting here. Does he want to put himself in traffic? Or does he have the confidence that he'll have the pace on that tyre come the restart? He's going to be worried about what H-Nac's going to do. And H-Nac does the opposite. Yeah, Clarkey there, pulling the dummy. Not too sure how I feel about that, to be honest. So I mean, he crossed the pit line. It's one of those. It's questionable. I've probably done it. I know I've pulled a Lewis Hamilton and crossed the line to get into the pits under a safety car. So I'll reserve judgment for now. But yeah, some little games being played by Clarkey boy. There's the let's have a look for it. Wait, how far down? H-Nac's in P6, sorry, I missed him there. So he's put soft tyres on, which is quite creative. So I'm assuming then maybe he thinks he can go. I have no idea how long these tyres can go, but he probably thinks he can get back onto the mediums. Obviously, Clarkey, if he's going to one stop, he's committed to running a hard tyre. So depending on the tyre delta around this track, H-Nac may well pull a blinder, because all the cars in front of him are on mediums until he gets to Clausen. Clausen's on 6 lap older tyres, lower softs. The mediums ahead of him are 6 laps older than his. So we may well see him carving his way through the field, quite frankly. And then he could be in a much better position than Clarkey boy here. I mean, it could all change with another safety car, of course, but yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, if H-Nac from here can go soft medium, then I think it's probably looking pretty strong, especially if he can clear. I mean, none of the guys ahead of him are particularly slow, so I mean, you just want to keep within touching distance of Clarkey, but you can see him right there. So yeah, it's quite interesting that. So look, anyway, so Bills is also pitted. He's on mediums going to the end. Not going to the end, sorry. He's on fresh mediums. So is XL. Quite a lot of fresh runners and fast drivers here in this 6th, 7th, 8th position. DK then is in the middle of this on 7 lap old halves. James on fresh mediums behind. So that's going to be, yeah, DK may come under some pressure at the safety car restart. And Sparky, I'm sure Sparky put on hard tyres. I think he's pitted again for mediums. Maybe the mediums can go particularly long in this track. Maybe. So he's just put on the hard tyre just to tick the box of running 2 compounds possibly, as he's all over the back of Rocket. And yeah, 2 grumpy old men here at the back of the field, followed by Charlie, another grumpy old man. I mean, this one's Australian, so he's especially grumpy. Given that it's Sunday morning to him, and I think it's like 7 AM, possibly, for Charlie. Yeah, I hope he's had some coffee in him today, because, well, Charlie can be a bit of a grumpy old man at the best of times. So, safety car in this lap then, so let's switch to the broadcast view. And just keep an eye on this restart, as Clarkey's probably going to be putting his foot down soon. He's trying to catch Clausen out, which I think he has. He's going for a second advantage by the time he gets to turn 3. As Clausen just empties his overtake and his as Razor gets a sniff of a chance in his Clausen. As Clausen breaks deep. Let's see how he takes it. Yeah, he has to back out slightly. And this is where H-Nac will be hoping to make up some positions just to carve his way through. Pretty simple move there on Miller, who lost 2 places in that corner to Exile as well. and H-Mac all over the back of Jelly, but Jelly, I expect Jelly to make this more difficult for H-Mac. Jelly does not like giving up a position, even if he's got his wing missing, quite frankly. He'll do his best to maintain whatever positions he can, as there's a crash just ahead, as Clausen loses traction, and I'm going to say there's some damage to that car, judging by how slowly he's going around the corner. He's letting everybody by. Yeah, he's destroyed the front half of that one. So let's shoot up then. Let's have a look. So yeah, I mean, Clarky Boy's pulled up maybe 3 seconds in one lap. Razor here, H-Nack is desperately wanting to get past these. He's hoping for an inside line, I expect. Yeah, he's definitely looking for that inside lunge there, to try and force the move on at least one. Jelly though, he's fighting it all the way. Yeah, I tell you, he wouldn't let that position go easily at all. So H-Nack then, let's see if H-Nack can get anything done on the run down. There's not a heavy braking zone at the end though, so he'll do well to make a position here, as Excel's all over the back of his teammate. No team orders though, let them race is what they said on the pit wall, and race they shall. So H-Mac then, 3.5 tenths. I think his next real chance is either going to be into the next corner now or into turn 1, but he really needs to clear Razor as soon as possible. He looks to the inside then, doesn't quite get it done, get forced up onto the curb. It's time to be patient now, just nail the exit out of the last corner, and you're going to need to take Razor into turn 1, I think. And this is hurting H-Mac at the moment. He does want to get right up onto Clarky Boy, especially on the softer tyres. He doesn't want to lose his advantage stuck down slower cars. And it's this part of the lap where I think Razor is costing H-Mac some time, as he just makes him just wait to get on the power, and there's just no way of passing here. And this is where these next few corners where you can really lose some time, Sappi and the slower car in particular. Mother Razor's slow, but H-Nack on those 3-lap-old softs would expect to be faster than Razor on those 10-lap-old mediums, and he definitely wants to push up the Clarky Boy. Oh, as he spins it, he gets all up on the curb. Oh wow, yeah, that's a big mistake with the field this bunched. That's not nice, as we've also got Rocket, I believe, has gone round. Sorry for jumping through car by cars. Yeah, Rocket's a long way behind. So Clarky Boy then 3.5 seconds ahead of Razor. And if there's no safety cars, it looks like Exile is probably the main threat then on those soft tyres. But of course it does depend. Razor did defend well against H-Mac there, forced him into the mistake, and sometimes that's just what you got to do against the guys who are quicker, is just gain track position and just make it hard for them to pass. As Rocket has retired in the pits. I believe he was lapped. He had a lot of damage. So yeah, he's in the pits. Retired. But yeah, sometimes the guy behind you is just faster, and all you can do is defend your position and just force them into making a mistake, or just overheating the tyre temperatures or something. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I've had to take that approach to races. XL definitely wants to get his move done now. I think he's got his DRS open. Does have the outside line now, so let's see what Razor does. He lock up the inside? He doesn't. So yeah, Razor's looking. He's looking at the long game here, as Dressy then is all over the back of Cohen. And it's a nice little train here actually between Drescar, Cohen, Miller and James. Unfortunately, they're all giving each other DRS, which well, it's not the most enjoyable thing when you've got DRS and the car in front of you pops their rear wing open too. Kind of kind of kills the excitement for you as the car behind. But DK then, so yeah, DK up in the points, captain just behind, running well in 11 once again. So yeah, again, captain then just being clever, really, keeping out of trouble early on, and well, his father and his brother have retired from the race. He's still going, and he's just one position off the points, hounding DK on much fresher rubber, and hopefully the other two members of the family aren't behind his shoulders, giving him a boost, trying to pull him off. I'm sure they won't do, but yeah. I'm sure I'll have a message off his father later on, I think. But Bill's with an opportunistic move there on captain. I guess he moved on turn 1. I didn't even see that coming, to be honest with you. But let's have a look then. So Jelly's close up to the back of Razor as well. These two, of course, they're on the same strategy. Both on 13 lap old medium, so this is a straight fight, unlike most of the fights on track at the moment. These guys are definitely fighting for position, and they're fighting. They could be fighting for the entire race, quite frankly, between the two of them. So yeah, it just runs a little wider, does Jelly, up onto that curve, and just lost a little bit of time there. Yeah, so look, I mean, you look at Clarkey's 5 seconds ahead of XL. I'm not sure how much XL will be able to close that up, as we have Clausen around, I believe, in sector 2. Yeah, Clausen's just gone round. No damage this time, just some boiling hot tyres. But I mean, the battle behind, just for third place at the moment, it's pretty close. James isn't far behind us, all on fresh on rubber as well, so be interesting to see if he can join. And then Miller all over the back, and bringing Dressy along with him as well. So I think Miller got out of shape, and that slightly opened the door for Carcoin, but he wasn't quite in position to capitalise. As Jelly's gone wrong as well. Has he got damage to that front wing? It looks okay to me. Hot tyres, covered in grass. Hopefully for him then, Dressy's past Carcoin. I think that was under the virtual safety car. Not too sure, but if it was, then I'm sure that it will be reported, and that's something for us to deal with tomorrow. Unfortunately, there's no Grand Prix on tomorrow, so don't have to worry too much about having things to do. As Clarkey comes out then in P3 with medium tyres to go to the ends. So I've been past Miller now. Goes up into P2. Again, I'm not sure what's going on. That was VSC. Okay, VSC ended. Fair enough. So XI also picked it down as, oh, here we go, safety car, I think. Miller all over that curve there. Not what you want to see, and that'll be a virtual safety car at least, won't it? Expect a full safety car, frankly. Well, not just a yellow flag. That's interesting. To be honest with you, we can't win. We wanted more safety cars. They give us more safety cars towards the end of the 2019 game, and all we complained about was how many safety cars we got. So there needs to be some sort of balance, frankly, and so far it seems okay. We've had a safety car, a couple of virtual safety cars today, so it's not impeding the racing, but at least we are getting consequences for the crashes. So Razor and DK fight today. Sorry guys, I am trying to catch us. Charlie dives it round the outside of Captain. Captain shows him the way to the inside of the track and says, no, you're not going on the outside. The curb is mine. And yeah, they are fighting for the final championship point, of course. But Chris gets a better launch out of that corner. Makes his way past Charlie. And we'll see if he can hunt down Captain next. As I'm trying my best to adapt to multitasking. I'm watching the race and just staring at the timing boards. Yeah, in real life F1 they're not usually quite as erratic as this, but this is, so Chris on Captain, he's close right up to Captain very quickly. Captain, yeah, he allows him a lot of room there. I don't think Chris expected those manners from Captain, quite frankly. I think he expected Captain to slam that door shut and just take the curb, but caught them out slightly and he's lost a little bit of time because of it. So yeah, Captain being particularly kind this evening to Chris. So let's have a look. So XL's all over the back of Bills. 10 lap mediums versus 1 lap hards. So it gives a good idea of how long the mediums should be lasting, because these hards definitely look quicker. So I'm not sure. I think these mediums probably last about 15 laps, maybe 15, 16. Judging by, I mean, they're not massively slower than these hard tyres, but they're at that crossover point, I think. There's a yellow flag for Clausen, I believe. Sorry about that. As yeah, Clausen spun it. Let's see if he recovers the track. He does. He had an issue with his pedals on Tuesday night, so I'm hoping he's got those. I'm assuming he's using his wheels tonight. So yeah, we did have a bit of an issue with those. But anyway, so Dressy, 15 lap hards, and he's all over the back of James. So unfortunately, there's not really any way to overtake through this part of the lap, unless, of course, the driver ahead makes a mistake. Yeah, I think this part of the track, when you're trying to pass someone, it's all about just keeping it neat and tidy, sticking with them, and just making sure you're right on that gearbox. Come this straight, and of course the pitch straight. And yeah, he does get the move done, and he gets on the inside. That's what it's all about. He knew he couldn't make a move earlier in the lap. He just needed to make sure he didn't lose any time overdriving the car, trying to get past. But we'll see if he needs to defend here, because James will get the DRS. Dressy's probably got overtake button firmly pressed down, but give James the inside line. He's going to try and dive it. Dressy just keeping that speed up through the corner, and yeah, looking pretty strong there. So Dressy Wasson, regular, lost last season's championship contender. Been a P2, started P11, and we will see how that shakes out when all the pit stops are completed, because we've got a very staggered grid at the moment with the safety cars, and some cars pitting, some not. Axel is still looking pretty good, even though he's down to 6th at the moment. I think he's currently in an FP2. So it's Carl Cohen, he sticks on the outside. James takes a whole lot of curb. I thought he was going to try and hang it around the outside there. Didn't quite. Just yeah, you can see the downforce just missing when you're so close to the car ahead. The car just did not want to flick into that penultimate corner there. But James, I don't think, he probably won't look at a move this time round. I know a few who would have gone for that move, and yeah, that would have been something. But here we go. So he goes for that deep entry into that corner there, hoping for it's almost like a cutback. You just get such a good launch out of it that if you can get a good enough launch before you start getting to the kinks of that Neely Street, then you can't get a move done early on there. Because by the time you start getting to the kinks, then it all becomes a fight of who's got the racing line and track position, and quite often the car behind will lose a lift out then. But so H-Mac then is yeah, he's close up behind Racer. I nearly said all over the back of Racer, but I think I've probably said that about 12 times already. So H-Mac coming up to the favourite part of the track if you want to watch overtakes. Quite frankly, the pit straight, as phenomenal as the cars look driving through most of this track, if you want to see one car passing another, here is where you want to see it. And he's got some serious speed, picks the inside line. Razor does fight it though. Razor's fighting it. He's putting him up on the curb there. And oh, H-Mac has spun, yeah. Some damage to the front wing, definitely. Yeah, I think H-Mac's getting a bit flustered in that Williams tonight. Again, not sure if there was any contact between Calcone and himself. They definitely looked like they were rubbing slightly through turn 1 as Charlie has left the session. I don't believe. Oh, H-Mac's retired. Chris has spun. H-Mac is retired. It's all going on at the moment as H-Mac's off the track at the moment. Charlie's not so sure what to do, but I do need to invite Charlie back into the session, I think, because he's not currently in control of his car. Let's see if I can invite him back in here. Sorry for the blue screen, guys, but I do want to get him back in here if we can, especially under the visual safety car. So we're back to green flag racing now. Apparently he's got a 5-second penalty for ignoring a flag. Yeah, he wasn't in control of his car according to the game. No, we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully we'll see Charlie back in the session, because to be fair to him, he's definitely a trooper. He races to the end every week. He gets up at stupid o'clock in the morning in Australia to race with us every week, and he's here without fail. He's always wants to battle, so hopefully we can get him back in the session. And well, not make him get out of bed for nothing, frankly, because he is in 11th, so he's a bit of a distance from captain, but it takes one spin as Charlie does join back in. But yeah, it takes one lapse of concentration ahead of him, and he could be looking at picking up points tonight. So I think he's probably waiting for a nice straight bit of track before he takes control of his car. Or Joel driving straight through his ghost may make him want to hurry up and get back in that car, take control. So no. There he is. Okay, so Charlie's back in his car. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, he's lost a bit of ground there, but he's still in 12th. He's not too far from the points, so hopefully for him he can focus on this race now and launch an attack. So here come my timings back as they all disappear, as James comes into the pits. Thankful to have my times back, because I can't see how far away anybody is from each other, as Clarky sets A-Pip or Sector 1 on those 8-lap old hard tyres. So look, yeah, we've lost 6 drivers, so the race has started to stagnate slightly. Obviously with drivers in a wall, on their way to Pluto, so on and so forth. A few of the regulars there. Rocket. I think Rocket wasn't enjoying this track. I think he's possibly DNF'd, hoping that he can get to Spain before the rest and get some extra practice in. I'm not too sure. I'll keep an eye for the Ferrari motorhome leaving. See if they've left, because I know in Spain actually, in Formula 1, the motorhome did leave. They forgot that they had a second driver still on track, hence why they asked him to drive to the end without pitting last weekend. So I think Ferrari may be going for the same tactic here. They've forgotten they've got captain in the race. Currently looking at points, but excuse me. So yeah, at the moment then our closest battle is Exile with Bills, and there's just under a second. Just under a second separate, I'm sorry. But I tell you what, I think we definitely missed something this season with the whole COVID-19 situation, not having this track in real life Formula 1. Because I mean, even if the racing wasn't all that interesting, if all the cars were spread out, these cars simply look phenomenal driving around this track. The twists and turns, the speed they carry through some of these corners, the undulations, the banked, I mean the cars coming through the banked turn at the end. It's a great place to see Formula 1 cars just driving around. If there was more runoff, I think if they are testing you, it'd probably be a lot more interesting than watching them drive from Barcelona. But it's probably not the ideal testing track. It costs quite a bit of money, with especially Red Bull, who struggle to keep the car pointed in the right direction through the early part of the season and in testing. But yeah, if it was a little less lethal, I think it'd be a great little testing track. At least it'd be something nice to watch. Let's have a look then. So we got Clarky Boy then is romping away to what we would expect to be a victory. He's 11 lap old tyres. He's got 9 laps to go. So looking at doing 20 laps on those. I mean, Cal Cohen's done 20 laps on his, so we know that they can make it that far. So with a 9.7 second lead, you'd have to say it's probably going to take some Ferrari, some Mercedes style tyre wear, or a poorly timed safety car to really cause him any troubles from here on in. We got Cal Cohen and Bills. Bills has taken those medium tyres 20 laps. Now, I'm going to ride on board with Exile because I want to see how those mediums are performing, considering they've done 20 laps. They don't look that bad, to be honest with you. They don't look like a massive handful as he goes deep into the turn there. Also, I mean, his pace, it seems pretty reasonable. He's holding, yeah, he's about 2.3 seconds on Cal Cohen. Doesn't look like he's really falling back off him. If anything, he's catching him. And yet, he's on 21 lap old mediums, assuming that information is correct. So, yeah, wow, fair play. There's a lot of time penalties coming up. But quite a few for speeding in the safety cars. We've got a few for speeding into the pit lane, and quite a few 3-second penalties coming up. To be honest with you, I didn't expect a lot of penalties at this race. I found these curbs quite brutal personally, so I've tried to stay away from them. And you can just see how raised some of them are. They just upset the car. We've seen H-Mac go round. Who else did we see go round? I think we saw Jelly go round earlier on. Just riding up on those curbs. The cars just don't agree with it at all. As we Bills and Axel make their way past the McLaren and Charlie who's seeing blue flags. Bill's flirting with the pit entry there, but deciding to stay out. So he is do another lap on these medium tyres, and honestly he's catching Calcone at the moment. I'm not sure if these tyres are actually 22 laps old, because he's taken about 8/10 of the Calcone in the last lap. And that's quite a chunk to take out of someone. Both the tyres are 22 laps old, but you'd think the harder tyres would be performing better at this point. I didn't even think the mediums could do 22 laps, to be honest with you. But let's have a look. We've got Jelly battling as well. He's trying to catch Razor. Just keep an eye on this battle, because it's going to be a 3-car battle at the moment. Coming up soon, they're definitely all fighting for a podium. But yeah, XL and XL P4, Bill's just half a second ahead in P3, but he's definitely catch up to Calcone, who's obviously in P2 at the moment. I think they're trying to second guess each other, to be honest, though, in terms of if either of them are going to pit. Oh, apologies. But I don't think either one of them want to pit ahead of the other. Bills is probably wondering if XL is just going to go to the end anyway, in which case the only chance he's really got of holding this podium positioning is to defend XL, and it's not a bad track to use that tactic, to be honest with you. It's not easy to pass, as we've mentioned, so yeah, not too sure. I'm surprised how long these tyres are lasting, to be honest with you. I'm going to have to watch this back, I think, and see if Bills has actually had those mediums on for 23 laps. But I mean, if he can make those last to the end of the race and hold on to a podium position, I mean, wow, that would be incredible. Actually, it looks like he's got a good run on him this time. Bills doesn't seem too worried about defending. XL's smart though. We know XL doesn't just throw his car at the inside and hope for the best, so it's one of the cleanest races in the league. So maybe that's why Bills was not too concerned about defending too hard there. Yeah, let's have a little Clarky check then, because I think we've got sponsorship requirements to meet. They are in the lead by 12.5 seconds. He's in no race, quite frankly. He's out for a jolly in his AlphaTauri, and yeah, I do feel we should give him some screen time, seeing as he is dominating the race. But at the same time, we'll have to keep an eye on the battles. But there he is, our current champion, looking very, very relaxed as he takes on Zandvoort. Let's have a flick back down there, because XL only closing it down to about 3/10 now. As these laps just fly by so quickly. Yeah, I mean, Bills is definitely going to the end on these tyres, so he's going to be looking to do 29 laps, I think. in total on the medium tyre. I mean, if he manages that, that is huge. And to keep, I mean, to be fighting so high on tyres that old, wow. I'm gonna have to ask him what his setup is. I'll only be racing Tuesday, so I don't think he's gonna give it to me. But I'll definitely be keeping an eye on it on Tuesday. The XL picks up a time penalty, so I've seen a couple of penalties for XL. So I think even if he does get past Bills, he's gonna have to pull out some gap on him. I think he's got a penalty deficit. Two of them on ice. There's so much better drive out of there, but he just can't use it through this part of the track. And he's just... I sense the frustration coming from the cockpit of the Mercedes. To be honest with you, he knows that he's got more speed, but Bills is just defending perfectly. Frankly, he can get away with driving slow sitting past the tracks, through the track, and then he just needs to. I mean, here comes XL. Oh, Bills are spun. I'm not too sure up there. I'm not sure if there was any contact at all. That's unfortunate for Bills. He was just so well defending. Like I was saying, he was able to give up pace to certain parts of the track where he knew that he couldn't be passed, especially by somebody like Exile, who he won't make a kamikaze move. And he was just nailing the right corners and just making sure that Exile just didn't have better traction and an easy run on him, frankly. So there we have it. So Exile in third place. He's got 2 laps. Can he close up to Cal Cohen, who's on 9 lap all the tyres on him? I mean, you could be looking at P2 for Exile here, which would be a great result. But he's going to need to. I believe he's definitely closing up to Cal Cohen. This has just shown how much he's being held up by Bills. Because he is rapidly catching. Just makes a mistake there. He knows. I think he probably needs to get this move done, well, sooner rather than later, because of course he's got the final lap, but he doesn't have to run all the way to the turn 1 on the final lap, so he won't get the more straightforward overtaking opportunity. And again, we've got the penalties to shake out of this. I'm sorry if I feel like I've been on the front guys for all this race, but the gaps have just spread out so much in the midfield. The action we have been treated to has all really been at the front for large parts of the race, especially since the last safety car that we had. But anyway, let's have a look as Clarkey setting fastest first sector on the final lap of the race. This is Lewis Hamilton 2019 Britain-esque. He's probably going, I wouldn't surprise me if he's going for the fastest lap here at all. He cuts the final corner, that last corner, apologies. There we go. So he runs the final corner down the bank, and the winner of Alpha Season 7, well, first race of Zandvoort, is Clarkey boy. Cal Cohen is desperately fighting off Exile. Exile's probably trying to do some maths with penalties in his head at the moment, trying to figure out if he can take the win. He doesn't know. It's 6 seconds deficit. So Cal Cohen P2 with a great drive. Exile up in P3. James will be very happy, as he shows with his P4. Dressy takes P5 and instantly crashes his yellow machine into the wall. Jelly then picks up P6 as Razor a little bit further back behind picks up steady points in P7. DK will be pretty happy with P8, to be honest with you. I do think he likes this track, but I think he's hoping to score points consistently, so 4 points in the bag. It's a good day out. And Bills just... Oh, Bill jumps DK on penalties, so 2 points for DK, 8 for Bills. Bills deserved a lot more than P8, to be honest with you. He just defended so well. And captain, with no fuel in his Ferrari. Tap tap Ferrari. At it again. There is a cap on the fuel flow, guys. But captain picks up another point. And driver of the day according to the game. So yeah, fair play to captain. Another point scoring position. And this, so far, this has definitely been his best drive. His best season. Apologies. He's been here since pretty much day one. This has definitely been his best season so far. As we see then Clarkey collecting his trophy up on the podium, joined by Exile and Cal Cohen. So I know the Williams overalls are wrong and they're not the actual race overalls, but I quite like them. I think they look better than the real ones personally. I think maybe Williams should just adopt them. So there we have it then. Clarkey by P1, Cal Cohen in P2 with no penalties, Axel final driver on the podium, great drive, James P4, Trespass on P5, Jelly P6, Razor P7, Bills P8, DK P9, and Captain taking the final point with a great drive in P10. Joel Granger just misses out on his reserve drive for Racing Point. Chris in P12, Charlie did well to finish P13 considering he got booted from the session at one point. He beat his teammate, which is the most important thing. Atronac then is the first of our DNFs, followed by Clausen, Miller, Rocket, Hobnob, Family Traits, and finally Wills in P20. So thanks for joining us, guys. Apologies, the stream won't be as good as it usually is, but I've done my best for you, and I hope you enjoyed. And catch us Tuesday where Delta K will take to the track, and hopefully I'll show that I'm a better driver than a commentator, and DK will show that he's a better commentator than a driver. Take it easy, guys.